4th title in his career. Welcome to NBA Today. We are live in San Francisco. I'm Malika Andrews. 6 hours, 4 minutes, 43 seconds and counting until game 1 tips off. Guess who's back? It is Chiney Agumike.
We out here.
And these two.
Oh, gosh.
A couple of guys who do know a little bit about hoisting championship trophies.
Yes.
So we do have to give it up to them, particularly you, Richard, in the Bay Area. You have, and you made it very clear, you weren't just there. You wanted to hoist that trophy.
And look, it was covered in champagne. It was moist. It was when I
a moist hoist.
When I hoisted the moist trophy and
Richard,
they got
on
a
track.
new trophy on there. It's amazing. It was an outstanding day.
Watch your hands.
We didn't wash my hands.
Don't start. I'm saying you almost touched my face.
No, I
Leave
know.
me alone.
Well, we know how
I was
Richard
pointing.
is.
I was
You know how
pointing
that
at that
goes.
beautiful trophy over there. Got my name on it. Not named the team, like, and so I'm part of the team.
Yeah, me too.
But just a couple of hours away until another team could be looking to add their name to the base of that
Yeah.
trophy. Richard, what is the preparation that goes into these final hours ahead of game 1 of a finals?
You know, the hardest thing about this is your whole goal is to try and make it as normal as possible in a not normal situation. Jaylen Brown funny on the plane right here. He's like, the tickets are $1,000. Yeah, my family can watch that at home. Don't call me.
And he went to
Watch it
Cal.
at home. I'm telling you, the tickets are expensive, especially here in the Bay Area. So you want to make sure that you just flush everybody out. We're not going to have 10 people come and stay and visit. Just want to play basketball.
You only get 2 comp tickets per.
Yeah, too. But listen, here's the thing, right? The preparation started before the day. All right, this is game day, so you follow your same game routine. When you get there, obviously you go see finals everywhere. The crowd go be crazy. I get the energy level, but it comes down to, when you step on the court, it's just all basketball. Like, it's no preparation that could get you ready for the finals. Like, I thought I was prepared. When I went, I thought I had a routine. I thought I was straight. When I got off the bus, and I was like, man. Like, right after the national anthem, they drop it. Welcome to the NBA Finals. Just listening and hearing that, you get all started again, and then all of a sudden you got to try to calm yourself down. So there's no preparation today. The preparation should have happened 2-3 days ago.
And I would assume that you would want to control the controllables, meaning you know exactly what to expect. You have to know the scouting report like the front and back of your hand. You have to know exactly what the game plan is. You don't want to step in there and feel like your emotions are what you're succumbing to. It's going to be that first win. Correct me if I'm not, Richard and Perk. That first win where you're like, oh, snap, but then the game settles in, adjustments will be made, and you're just going to have to weather the storm.
Well, Perk, you won a title in 2008 with the Celtics, so let's do it this way. The Boston Celtics win a championship this year if
Jaylen Brown could be consistent, right? I don't want to hear throughout these playoffs, it's been Jaylen Brown and how he's going to bounce back, right? What kind of follow-up game he's going to have. I think it needs to be Jaylen Brown for us, him being consistent, that number 2 option to Jason Tatum, because he can't have an up-and-down series, especially against Golden State, because that could cost you a game. When you look at the way the Celtics are currently constructed, you have Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is really their two-headed monster, and then you have a role player that step up every now and then, but Jaylen Brown has to be consistent.
Chiney?
Well, one of the best things you've ever said, the best thing you actually have ever said, the one thing, Perk, is being a star in your role, okay, Perk? And that's what you embodied when you played yourself too, Richard. But I think the Boston Celtics, in order to win, their role players need to be stars. And we saw that, in the Eastern Conference Finals, where you can have a Marcus Smart, and correct me, Perk, he goes for 24. 24. And this is a guy that's Defensive Player of the Year. Those bonuses are what you're going to win games off of. You have an Al Horford who takes things personal versus the Bucks and goes for 30. You need those types of performances from role players being stars in their roles for them to really shift the tides, especially playing on the road versus Golden State.
The Celtics win the NBA Finals if Grant Williams plays like he did in that Milwaukee series. To me, defensively, what he was able to do, and he allows them, because you can play Kevon Looney and you can play Grant Williams at the 5. So you can go with the small. You don't need Robert Williams, Al Horford. The Golden State Warriors over this entire run have been notorious for making you have to play small. So you have to have guys on your roster that know how to play that small ball 5, that small ball 4, and that's what he did. He was playing the small. He was guarding Giannis. He was knocking knocking down threes. If he can do that, then they can match up all 5 across the board.
And I thought it was really interesting that Grant Williams said a couple years ago he was watching when he was in college with the Warriors, and he was like, I'm a Draymond Green guy.
Yeah,
and that makes
that's what
sense.
it's like, yeah.
And it's really interesting because now you see the Celtics, and they have their own version of a small, growing, Draymond Green and Grant Williams.
Yeah.
Well, Janae, you do rep the Bay, Stanford stand-up. So same question, but
Go
different
Cal.
team.
Oh, wow.
The Warriors, they win a title if.
The Warriors will win a title if, let's see, if one of their big stars gets hot. And I think it's crazy because you have Clay and you have Steph, and we all know what they're capable of. But they can really turn the tides. These are 2 very good second-half teams. The Warriors, we usually said third quarter is where they do their damage. They've been doing it in the fourth quarter throughout the playoffs. If Clay gets hot, going from the third to the fourth, Steph gets hot, this is the Chase Center. They're really trying to baptize this with the championship, this building. If they get hot, one of their stars, they're almost impossible to guard.
Well, we talk about experience when we talk about the Warriors, right? But the only, 4 players that are actually playing that got experience is Draymond, Clay, Steph, and Looney. I mean, I don't want to count out Andre Iguodala, but he hasn't been playing. So I look at the others for the Golden State Warriors, the guys that hasn't been here but has been playing well in this postseason, and I look at Jordan Poole and I look at Andrew Wiggins. And when those 2 guys play good together on the same night, the Warriors blow teams out. So I'm looking at those 2 to be the X factor, the combination of both of those 2 guys playing well. Andrew Wiggins, not necessarily having to go out there and put up 20 a night, but go out there and having to, make Jason Tatum struggle from the field. And I'm looking at Jordan Poole to pick up that slack when Klay Thompson or Steph Curry don't have it going. He has been that X factor all offensively all postseason, and I expect those 2, the combination of those 2, if the Warriors want to win, to be dangerous.
You good?
Yeah, no, I was looking at the screen up here, making sure, nobody can get anything up here. But what the thing the point that I was going to make is the Warriors are going to win the NBA Finals if they play the type of basketball that's not home run basketball, except when they need home run. Like the Warriors, it's like they feed off the crowd, they feed off the energy, they feed off momentum, but all of a sudden they'll start playing too fast. You look at that Memphis series when they were turning the ball over obsessively, and you're like, guys, all you have to do is play consistent basketball, and you shoot the ball so well. But that's one of the things, but the turnovers and the way they play. If they shoot the 3 well and keep their turnovers, let's just say average for themselves, which would be an accomplishment against the Boston Celtic defense, then I think the Warriors win.
But that's who the Warriors are. They play home run basketball.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is that sometimes that can hurt them. In that Memphis series, when they were turning the ball over so much,
it piles on quick.
They don't need
They
to.
won.
They
They
don't
won the
need to.
series.
Yes, they did, and they have lost series where they turned the ball over and didn't do
Not
things
this
well.
season.
Not this. Oh, okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm just
saying that's who they are. Like,
Yeah, but with a more
Steph
veteran
Curry,
and a more
that's
talented
who
team.
the Warriors are. Steph Curry
doesn't-
make big time shots. He's turning around
That's
as
very
the ball.
true.
They play home run basketball.
That
That's
is
their
true,
identity.
but when they're turning the ball over 11 times a game instead of 18 times a game, there's
or
a
14
happy
times
medium
instead
there.
of 22.
Correct.
That's what I'm saying.
Then it seems to be a little bit more controllable
They here
for
in the
Golden State.
finals.
They are.
But that's not just good enough. They're playing against a team that they've never
Well,
played
and
against
that's sort of what
this
they've been
quality
discussing.
before. And on top of the last thing I'll say, of all the 7 Warrior teams that have been here in the finals, this is probably the least experienced. This is probably the team that I would say if I had to rank all 6 or 7 of the Warrior teams, this would be 6. This would be the 6th best team that the Warriors have shown up with. So they can't just go out there with the same type of, we can turn it over because we have Kevin Durant and Steph and Clay are in their prime and Clay's 100% healthy. That's not this
I
roster.
just want you to clear it up then.
I didn't
Touche,
clear it up.
Richard, touche.
whatever.
Yeah, no,
Thank
I
you.
see where I'm picking up what you're throwing
Thank
down.
you.
We